So do you want to make a lot of money off crypto without actually having to be in crypto? That's is what I'm going to teach you right here today with the strategy that I personally use with the stocks that I personally like to do. And that is the wheel strategy, because I think it is an amazing way to leverage your money, your stocks, to make you as much money as possible, getting the favorite stocks that you want at a discount, and just obviously just making very easy income. A lot of people say it's passive. I'm going to say it's not, because there is some active management that you have to do to make sure that this works. But let's jump right into my desktop. But again, before we do that, this is not financial advice. This is just a strategy that I personally use, that I have used to double my portfolio in 1 year. And I actually do think that this is going to be a big part of how I retire, how I get to retirement, how do I just keep building this portfolio. So again, here is my desktop, and we're going to be using Coinbase, guys, Coinbase stock. So obviously you're going to need a hefty amount of money for this, because I'm not doing a poor man's covered call on this. I want to do it a little bit more safe. So you would kind of need you would need $30,000. And that's technically a small amount of money, but obviously to a lot of us, that is still a lot of money. But $30,000 gets you very much started on this amazing wheel journey. And the reason why I say $30,000, even though the stock price right now is at $324, is because the starting point of where we're going to have to start. So for the wheel strategy, I always say that you should start off on the put side. And that means you're going to be putting up your cash for collateral. What do I mean by that? Cash for collateral. So selling options are always in the multiples of 100. So one contract means 100 shares. So when you're on the cash secured put side, you need enough money to buy 100 shares at the strike price that you chose. So what I personally do, as long as you have like level 1 options, you could start doing this. So I have level 3, so I can do margin and all that. But for the new people, level 1 is good enough. So $30,000. What do I mean by that? And what do I look for? So cash secured puts, you're putting up the equivalent of 100 shares worth of cash up for collateral. And how do I do that? So for this, I'm going to look for something with a delta less than 20%. And this is actually being pretty conservative. But the more volatile the stock is, the higher premiums you're going to get. And the delta isn't as true as you'd want it to be, because obviously the swings on Tesla, the swings on Coinbase, they could swing real wide. So I actually go pretty deep on the delta. So I do look for something below 20%. So here we have 302.5, which has a delta of 19, and 300 at a delta of 17. So me personally, I would choose the 300. So that means I need $30,000 to put up for collateral. So if you look at the bid right here, this is how much money you're going to get just for putting up $30,000 for collateral. $605. So let's just do that. 605 divided by 30,000, because let's do a percentage. For the week, you're going to get 2% on your money. That is a lot of money to have. And I'm not going to say that you're going to get this every week, but you could potentially get very close to this. As long as the stock is moving up or being pretty volatile, the premiums are going to stay pretty juicy. And when it goes flat, they're going to come back down to earth, and they're going to be very kind of low, but they'd probably still be in the like low hundreds or even a little bit below that. But let's just say that for the whole first year, or for the first few months of the presidency, and Bitcoin potentially going to $100,000, the people that want to get into crypto without actually being in crypto go to Coinbase and they end up buying this. That means that premium is going to be juicy, right? So let's just say you are able to get 2% on your 30,000, which is $600. You're going to times that by 52 weeks. So there's 52 weeks in a year, right? And these are weekly options. You could potentially get $31,000. $31,000, guys, off a $30,000 investment. You just like doubled. You just doubled. You had 100% gain. You had 100% gain on the year. Will this happen? It's the percentages. I won't say. I'm going to say you most likely will not get this reward, but you could get pretty close if you play it right. And what is the whole point of cash secured puts? So what you pretty much want to do is keep collecting this $605, this 2% right here. So as long as the stock price does not drop below 300, like 299 on the dot, 299.99, you're never going to have to buy the Coinbase shares at $300. You're just going to keep collecting this premium weekly. And actually, if it did drop below $300, then you could be on the covered call side, which is an amazing thing too, because usually you kind of get more money. So you would keep doing the cash secured put until you actually are forced to buy the 100 shares. And then once you're on the call side with the 100 shares, you could start making a little bit more money. So let's just say you end up having to buy it and it was pretty much at this strike price right here, like 324, 325, whatever it was. So say you have 100 shares at the current price. Now you could do covered calls on it. You could sell this pretty close. As long as it's above your cost basis, you're going to be making a profit. But again, you could look for like a nice little 20, 30%. Let's go with 30. Sometimes even go with like 40% for calls, because I like to lock in profits. I like to lock in everything. So let's just go with like a 40%, a 350 strike price. You could be getting paid $885 for this contract for putting up your shares of collateral, and say it even got close to 350 or blast past it. You also captured the appreciation from your original cost base of like 325. So you just made $25 on each share plus $885 premium for the whole week. And if you could do this every week, you're going to be making a significant amount of money. And this is absolutely what I love about the strategy, is because this is what you could do all the time with your 100 shares. And as long as it's juicy enough premiums, you could make a significant amount of money. And imagine if you had bought Coinbase when they're like $100 and you had multiple hundreds of shares. You could make a significant amount of money. You could retire off this money. You could pretty much use it to pay your bills. You could use it to build out a portfolio to get to like that $200,000-$300,000 mark, where I do believe once you're at that mark, you can use your portfolio to retire. Because if you're making 2% a week, all you really need is like 4% a month from like a $200,000 portfolio. And I believe that's around $8,000. That is a significant amount of income. So this is what I personally do. I do cash secured puts and covered calls. And then there are other strategies they could put on this. If say you didn't want to sell your 100 shares at the 350 mark, you could do something called a roll, where you could roll up and out. You could roll it further down on a different expiration date, and you could roll the strike price up, so you could try to capture even more appreciation. And there's so many things about this that I wish I learned about it sooner, because I feel like my portfolios would be way bigger. But at least we learned it now. At least you're here with me. So if you guys got any values of the video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love doing these type of videos. So guys, definitely keep watching. I appreciate you guys. Check out the links down below and check out the Discord. I'm building that out. And if you guys want to learn more about the cash secured puts and covered calls, I have a course in the stand store down below. There's a free PDF in there. And of course, if you wanted like a one-on-one with me, you would have to buy the course. And then eventually you could schedule a one-on-one with me. I'll email you directly when you buy the course. And I will walk you through your first trade and get you up to speed with whatever questions you may have. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys very, very soon. Peace.